What's that saying about the third time? Something about sugary breakfast cereals or tiny bracelets. I don't know. I'll have to ask the team at UFO Interactive, because with this release, they are now officially living the cliche. Now, if you're unfamiliar with UFO and their eShop exploits, here's a primer. First was Samurai Sword Destiny, a boring Muramasa clone without the Muramasa. Next was Zombie Slayer Dio, a rhythm game with no freaking rhythm. But one, at least those games were remotely interesting. And two, they showed UFO is at least trying to release cool stuff on the eShop. Johnny Kung Fu is the third such attempt, and the third time's fucking awesome is what it is. A new release to the Nintendo 3DS, Johnny Kung Fu continues the admirable UFO tradition of trying cool shit on the eShop. In this case, they out-retro everyone who's trying to be retro. You know how making games that look 16 and even 8-bit is all the rage? Well, Johnny Kung Fu karate kicks those retro games in their retro faces. You want retro inspired? How about Game & Watch inspired? You play as Johnny Kung Fu. His princess has been captured, and you have to save her. Awesome premise, timeless stuff, always works. And in fact, the gameplay goes back even further. Johnny Kung Fu is inspired not by the NES classics, but by LCD classics. I mean, I can't even tell you how delightful this is. You know, the great thing about Johnny Kung Fu is that it's not even a tribute to a single era. Johnny Kung Fu is like an interactive trip through lots of gaming's oldest eras. I mean, this particular stage feels like Donkey Kong, but in LCD form. This stage plays like the Game & Watch classic Ball. And the cool thing is that it's all tied into more contemporary gaming as well. In fact, I really like some of the beat-em-up levels in which you have to transform the entire stage and its gameplay from the black and white LCD style to a more modern style. You slowly fill the level with color, and by the end, you regain full animation. It's such an awesome idea. So, what does the game do wrong? Well, honestly, not much. I guess if you're not too familiar with the games it's paying tribute to, Johnny Kung Fu could seem a bit ruthless in its difficulty, even unfair in a sense, but back in the day, that was gaming. For its old-school charms, original premise, and frantic gameplay, Johnny Kung Fu is one of the eShop's coolest new and old games. Why be one when you could be both?